Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the farm. It is very bright, very sunny, but still hazy this morning. I was awoken at an ungodly hour this morning by Finley at 5:30 this morning. And I thought, well, what better thing to do than throw a slab of meat onto the smoker. We just picked this up here, I don't know. I don't even know how many days ago it was. It was quite a few days ago, but it took me a long time to assemble it. So this is a Pit Boss Memphis 2.0. So it's got like a propane grill, charcoal, barbecue, and then the electric smoker underneath. So last night I pulled out a 4.5 pound rump roast, brined it overnight, seasoned it again this morning, and chucked it in a little bit. I kind of shit the bed. It's pretty early. I figured it'd be done for lunchtime, but it's 9:30 in the morning and the roast is done. But I just thought I'd have a look at it and see. One thing that's really infuriating about this thing is that there's a dial, but there's no indication of temperature. Although it's an electric smoker, it should be really easy to calibrate. There's nothing on there. So I had to basically dry run this for a while until I could find the temperature that I wanted. And then I just put a mark on there with some nail polish so that I can remember for future. And the other thing that's really infuriating is that there's not actually a temperature gauge anywhere on here. So this is how I calibrated this. I stole the temperature gauge out of the propane side, stuffed it inside, brought it up to temperature figure where I wanted it. And but I'm gonna have to get like a little oven thermometer or something like that for the future, or you can get like Bluetooth ones. But yeah, there we go. Look at that. Just smoked to perfection. I say smoked to perfection. I've never owned a smoker. I've never cooked anything with a smoker. This might taste like a dumpster fire for all I know. Anyways, we'll get it inside, get it underneath a stainless steel bowl, let it rest for a while. Well, I figure while that roast rests in the kitchen there, I'm gonna run over and check on the meat chickens. That'll be something else we'll have to try and smoke here in future weeks. Maybe once we hit the 12-week mark and we have that butchering day. It's always a funny thing actually after butchering day, because you process 150 birds or something like that, and you're generally really not in the mood for chicken for a couple days after that. But I'm thinking maybe maybe I could throw like the first chicken that we process on the smoker, and then it would be cooked by the time we were done the last chicken. I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe we'll have to try that, give that a try. You'll spatchcock it up, season it, 3-4 hours. I think it'd be in good shape. Anyways, just over at the barn here, and so you recall from the other day, I have these 2 lambs that keep getting out, and they come from one of the ewes that traditionally gets out. And so she's on my list. She's on my list to go. And of course, because of the genetics and the consistent wanting to get out, the lambs are done too. But needless to say, while they're here, until they're good market weight, they just keep getting out every single day. So yesterday I was in the garden, looking at the garden, and they were over there, and then suddenly I turned around, they were gone, and they'd run all the way up to the neighbor's place. And so I'd opened this gate, and there was some shenanigans around the yard, and eventually we got them parked in here by themselves. Now, there's a page wire fence, there's 6-foot high panels, there's these panels, and they can't get out. They cannot get out. They can live in here, they can get fat and happy, they can reach market weight in here, and they cannot get out. But what I thought was strange is I looked out last night, and there was 2 more lambs in here. How they got in here is beyond a mystery, because there's nowhere where the fence is bent over. This is 4-inch page wire, so they can't even stick their head through there. It's not folded up anywhere. They literally would have had to jump and clear a 4-foot fence, is the only thing I can think of, which seems ludicrous to me. But anyways, spare lambs. They got some company. Anyways, we better check on the meat chicks here. Looks like everybody's doing fantastic this morning. Getting all fat and happy. Kind of funny because like the day before the chicks arrived, our cat decided to go in behind the bales and have her kittens. And so I was really concerned that she might, you know, put a siege on and kill a bunch of these meat chicks. And now I don't have it. Well, yeah, there's a bit of wood to knock on. So far, so good. Nothing's gone wrong. But I had to build this like semi-impenetrable fortress for the meat chicks to go into. And, but I wanted her to be able to come and go. I wanted that cat to be able to come and go. So I left the big barn door open like 4 inches so that the cat could leave if she needed to and then come back. And then, of course, filled the feed bucket right up. So there was never a moment where she was hungry. It was funny because my wife come by and she's like, well, you know, do you really think you should like leave that barn door cracked? Like, is it going to cool off too much in there? I thought, we are in a 1,600 square foot building. I think that's what it is. About that, give or take. I'm pretty sure that door cracked 4 inches won't make any difference at all. But they've been weathering the nights here the last few nights just fine, and no losses yet. Again, better knock on wood. No losses yet, but it gets pretty warm in here during the day, so I might actually have to open the back door and let a little bit of breeze come through here so it doesn't get too much for them. Of course, these are probably going to be the earliest season chicks that actually get out into our chicken tractors. Typically, we'll get them around May long weekend, or sorry, try to get them out into the chicken tractors right around May long weekend. It's always kind of questionable whether or not, because the weather is really like, is it going to be 30 above? Is it going to be 25 below? Is the sun going to shine? Are we going to get a foot of snow? You really never know. But even if we had got them a May long weekend this year, the weather was gorgeous. It was 30 above. It was beautiful. And we could have done quite successfully with that. But seeing as how we knew we were going to take a vacation, we got them later on in the year. And so we'll have them out on grass probably within 2 weeks. We're not going to wait the 4 weeks that we typically do, because the weather is certainly more predictable at this point and more favorable. All right, so our meat's been resting now for about 30 minutes. I think it's time. Whew, the smell is just amazing. Let's take a sliver off here. Look at that. Juicy, pink in the middle. Very good. Very good.